What is up, guys? My name is Scampy, formerly known as Mysterion, and today I decided to make a vlog type video, and this is going to be called Game Pickups Recently. I don't know, whatever the title is going to be, but essentially you know what the deal is. This is sort of my mock-up area where I'm going to be showing you the games. And essentially this is just over the past month or so that I picked up a good amount of games and I figured I would show you guys. So let's get down to it. To start off, I would like to show you guys some of the stuff that I picked up from a regular retailer actually. This stuff was actually $5 for each item, which was surprising to me. And even more surprising, they were factory sealed. These were factory sealed PS2 games, actually, to be more exact, or more specific. And also, I did pick up a controller, so all for $5 each. So in total, 4 games, probably $25 worth of stuff. So let's go ahead and start this off. First up, Killzone. The original Killzone. I've never. I should mention this. The games, all these games, I have never played before. So, Killzone. I decided to pick that up. Figured, why not? $5 again. Yeah. Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I haven't really heard too much about this game. I played it. It was fine. Reminded me a little bit of the MK versus DC game that came out for the current gen consoles. So, yeah. This one is pretty much a critically acclaimed title for the PS2, and that is Jak 3. A lot of people love this game. A lot of my friends love this game. I was never a Jak and Daxter fan. As a kid, I did have a PS2, but I didn't really play Jak and Daxter. I think the only one I really played was the first one. And even then, I don't know, I just didn't really play the games, so. And finally, in the terms of the PS2 games that I got from this place, Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked, or excuse me, Ratchet Deadlocked. So, Clank, I guess, was not a part of this one. I mean, he's in the story mode, from what I can tell, but he's not with you in combat, necessarily. If he is in the other games, I'm not sure. The only other game I played in the Ratchet and Clank series was Up Your Arsenal, which I found to be really fun in terms of the multiplayer. I didn't play the single player because it was a friend's copy, and I would just play at his house, essentially, on the multiplayer. And then, just to show you guys the controller I got for $5. It's a Maximo, I guess, turbo controller. I mean, for $5, it's alright. It's kind of inaccurate sometimes. Isn't this the worst D-pad you've ever seen? I don't know if I can get that. I don't know. It's bad. I may do a video on it later. But yeah. So that was the stuff that I got for $5 at the retail store. Now, I also picked up some items from eBay recently because I've been wanting certain items, more specifically wrestling games, older wrestling games. Because I do have a lot for the current gen systems, and I used to have a lot for my PS2, and a couple for the GameCube, but sadly those are all gone now. But I just started getting back into my old retro stuff. I got a GameCube, I think back in May, for my birthday. So there was some good and there was some bad to this in terms of what I received or what I bought off eBay. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the bad first. Boom. SmackDown Just Bring It. So it's not the game necessarily that's bad. Like, the gameplay is fun. It reminds me a lot of SmackDown 2 Know Your Role for the PS1, which I grew up playing that game. The problem is I paid, I want to say $6.50 for this game, plus shipping, which was $2.99. And it was listed as very good. And maybe you can't necessarily see it all that well. Right there, I don't know if you see like any of that smudging where that light is coming in. That's all sticky. Like, this case came really sticky and nasty. Not to mention, oh, well, the game's not in here. Well, if you were to see the game, it was all scratched up. It was listed as very good. And in my mind, very good means maybe a few scratches. You know, there's, in terms of a scaling on eBay, very good is somewhere in that mid-range, between like new, or excuse me, yeah, like new and good. So, and good is like the lowest you can go on used items. So I would expect this to be somewhat decent, but it really, the only decency to this game was that it worked. Other than that, the case was all nasty, and I don't really feel like throwing it in with my other games, especially considering that I paid like $6, $7 for this game, and it took a while to come. It was like, I don't know, 2 whole weeks almost. So yeah, kind of disappointed in that. But now we're on to the good. So as I said before, I used to have some GameCube wrestling games. I did have one that was part of a series, and so that probably gives it away. But I also did have the two WrestleMania games that were out. They weren't very good at all, but the only halfway decent WWE games to come out for the GameCube were Day of Reckoning and Day of Reckoning 2. These games, I had the first one previously, but as I said before, I guess all that stuff was gone. I sold it off or traded it to friends or whatever. So when the opportunity arose to get some more GameCube stuff, because like I said, I had recently purchased the GameCube back in May, I'd only had 3 games for it. So I decided to get a couple more, and I'm going to tell you right now, for these items, it was about, it was a starting bid of $6, and then it was like in the last, it was the first, or one day in to the actual auction, and the next day, it was about half an hour left in the actual auction, and someone decided to upbid it, and so I got all like competitive. I was like, so I increased the max bid, and put my extra 50 cents in, and so it ended up costing me $7.99, or no, excuse me, it was $6.99, because it was $6 before, and then upbid once by 50 cents, and you can do the math. Anyways, but that was with just the games, or excuse me, that was $6.99 plus shipping. But you may be thinking, and shipping was $7.50. But you may be thinking, wow, that's a lot for just 2 games. Well, I didn't just get the games. I also got the strategy guides for the game, for both games. These items are actually what I would expect as they were listed. They were listed as like new, and the person who was selling these listed as adult owned, and usually that's just someone who takes care of their stuff. When you list something like that, it just means that someone's taking care of their stuff kindly. And so it was a good deal for stuff that feels pretty brand new almost, except for maybe on this game there was like a little dent in the plastic, but that's about it. I mean, these manuals are actually in pretty good shape for being as old as they are. I could have been shit out of luck like I was with this game, and it was almost like a 7-year-old decided to scribble on the manuals and game guides and break the disc case. Not to mention this SmackDown, where is it? Right there. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can focus on that. Right there's like a big nick in the actual case itself, so not too happy with that. So with these items, I was like, let's give it a shot. And it turned out to be a good deal, because these are actually in really good condition. So, and I'm really picky about that sort of stuff when I'm buying used games and items, except if it's maybe like $2. Then I don't really care. But if it's something that you're spending a decent amount of money on plus shipping, you expect some quality. So that's it for games that I got recently. Again, the 4 PS2 games that I got right there for $5. Go over those again real quick if I can. And then Killzone's on the bottom. This game sucks dick. I mean, the gameplay, not the physical copy of the game sucks dick, but the actual game itself is not bad. And of course the controller. And the GameCube stuff, you know. And that's going under the stove, and I don't want it to. Or not stove, but toaster oven. Games. Boom. Boom. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, rate, comment, subscribe. Sorry for all the background noise. That's my dishwasher doing its work. So, yeah. So, go ahead and subscribe and become part of the Pixel Fart Nation. Check the links down below for our social media stuff. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Go check out our Twitch streams. Boom. Done.